I usually like to start with a little bit of humor when we bring the gobby one. Friend Katie Hopkins of the Daily Mail, but I've got to start on a very serious note because we love our friends in Great Britain. We love our friends in Manchester, and our thoughts and prayers are with our family there. And Katie, we consider you family and all of your countrymen and women. And I'm very, very sorry. And our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you in this very hard time.
Well, that's that's so kind, and you could almost set me off again listening to you. I have to go, no, don't pull yourself together, because it certainly has been here a time of just feeling flawed, I think, this time. Other times, I think I've seen the rest of people saying, we will carry on, we're going to make cups of tea, people filming themselves walking to work or crossing a bridge, people making signs on the subway saying, we're British, we'll carry on, we'll have a cup of tea. This time, it's different. This is really different. It is not business as usual. It is not carry on as normal. We feel dramatically different, and it's because I think this is an attack on our children, because we have the pictures of little Safi Rose, who's 8, the youngest person that we know of to die, 67 injured, 16 still critical in the children's unit. And then the news deaths from dailymail.com. The team went home yesterday, some of them in tears, because of the amount of material they had to read and sift through to get the news out to people, and stuff obviously that is too awful to share, but they had to read. I just think I've had emails all day, Sean, from mums up and down the country, because our political leaders are saying, we stand strong, we will not let terrorists win, but mums are saying and dads are saying, I'm scared, I don't want my children going out, I will not let my child go on a school trip, I'm frightened, and they can't understand why leaders aren't acknowledging that there is now real fear when we're told the next attack is imminent, but we don't know where or when.
Well, I think the parents are frankly cautious and smart and not overreactive, as some may say. I think they're realistic, because there's something so insidiously dark and evil about radical Islamic terrorists that, and I don't know what the average age of the average listener to Ariana Grande is, but from what I understand, it's, kids from like 5 and 6 years old all the way up to 18 to 20. And so this was really the targeting of young kids, more specifically young women, young girls, and with as much shrapnel to maximize the carnage and damage as possible. And I shuddered to think what would have happened if this ever got inside of that stadium.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it, Sean. It's that this is an attack based and, deliberately targeting little girls. So you're completely correct. 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. Some of these children, they were given these tickets as Christmas presents. This was their big moment, the first concert. And lots of mums with them, 2 of the mums that died, their daughters lived because they were just ahead of them in the foyer. The 2 mums were slaughtered where they stood. So those 2 little girls both lost their mums. There's another mum, for example, the mum of little Safi that died, the 8-year-old. The mum is still in a coma right now. She doesn't know her daughter's died. And I think it's things like that, Sean, where if I was that mum, wishing that lady every best in the world that I can, if I was that mum, I know I would not want to wake up, because it would be easier to be dead than to know the truth that someone killed my daughter, the little girl. And so I think it's that, and certainly my children, we were at breakfast when this news was out. I'd been upset. They saw I was upset. They wanted to know what. They heard the news. And my daughter, Poppy, she's 11, she said, but why would the man put nails and bolts in his bomb? Why did he put nails and, but why is that a bomb? And I was explaining that they do it to cause maximum slaughter.
Maximum carnage, maximum injury, maximum, I mean, it's just, look, I just have a very hard time at this late hour and date understanding how the left in Europe in particular, I mean, this is what Brexit, and for many reasons for Brexit, but this was one of the top reasons, because with the influx of immigrants into Europe, if you get into Germany, if you get into France, if you get into Belgium, it doesn't matter. You're in the European Union, and that means you can go at will to Great Britain. And Great Britain has no control over its own borders and destiny at that point. Now,
no, It's not even, Sean, that's a perfect point, and it's very true. We have no respect for borders here, and we have our minds closed to what can happen when you just let people in. But it's more, it's more distressing, I think, for Brexiteers like myself, because we know, the intelligence services know, that this guy, the guy that blew himself up, went out to Libya very recently. He's only just returned, I believe, last week, and during his trip he's also thought to have gone to Syria. So it's the fact that we're willingly allowing jihadis, 650 of them, numbers, are back into the UK. Why would we ever do that? And then the numbers that we know of the jihadis roaming the streets still at large is 3,000. I think what we need here is action. What people are saying is we will be united. We want to be united by action. What we have at the moment is a response, reaction. We have 3,600 armed forces personnel onto our streets now with their weapons. But what we haven't got is action. I think what people would love to have seen was these 3,000 jihadis rounded up and at least isolated for a time while we try to get some sort of semblance of order in this country. And what we also have, Sean, as you'll know from your own experiences in America, loosely, but not as bad as here, is the police officer, the head of the Greater Manchester Police, came straight out after the attack and said, we will not tolerate hate against any of these communities. And I think there's a big kind of feeling here in the UK that, okay, we will tolerate the slaughter of 8-year-olds, but we will not tolerate hate against these people. And it feels very much to a lot of people that I've been speaking to today that we have gone out of our way to protect the human rights of jihadis, and we have failed to protect the right to life for our children.
Now stay right there. Katie Hopkins, the ever so gobby one from Great Britain in the Daily Mail. Let me remind you, by the way, put Katie up on this. Now, Linda, tell Katie, we all at the Hannity program, Sweet Baby James and Ethan and Sunshine Lauren and Jason with his mohawk and me, we all have a way to get the best razor you've ever had. We use the executive blade. Now, do you I assume you shave a little bit?
For me, I don't shave my beard yet because it's not fully grown.
I saw you on TV for the first time on Fox. You looked amazing. All right, so here's the thing that you can get in America, and I'm sure you could order it in Great Britain. Now, you get the best blade you've ever had at a third of the price of what you'd pay in any store. They have the best grooming products. By the way, do you use shaving cream?
Do I? No, I do not.
You do not? Why not?
Because I really can't be bothered. You're lucky if I shave as far as my kneecaps, darling. In the winter, I certainly do not.
Oh, TMI.
Not
all right.
Above the knee.
All right. Now, if you try Dr. Carver's shave butter, which is not shaving cream, you are going to thank me for the rest of your life. It is the smoothest, best shave you ever have. Now, you're going to get the executive razor blade for a month, Dr. Carver's shave butter for a month. It's only $5. You get free shipping, and if you want to continue, it's up to you. You don't have to sign up. You don't pay to be a member of the dollarshaveclub.com/Hannity. But it is the best blade, 1/3 of the price of any store, the best grooming products, Dr. Carver shave butter, no fee to join, no hidden fees, no commitments, cancel anytime you want. Can we send this to the Gobby one and make sure?
I will certainly send it to her.
All right, we're going to send it to you. If you want to do this, you're going to thank me for years. dollarshaveclub.com/Hannity. dollarshaveclub.com/Hannity. I love these guys. I wish I had made this up myself. I wish it was my business. It was brilliant. Quick break. Right back. We'll continue. Now, we do have some news on what happened in Manchester. The bomber apparently wasn't the only member of the family to harbor these extremist views, as Libyan officials arrested the suicide bomber's father and 2 brothers and apparently uncovered a plot for a new attack. What can you tell us, the Gobby one, Katie Hopkins, about this?
Well, I mean, we can say that earlier the father was saying that his son was innocent, that his son would never do something like this. This is the son that carried the bomb into the arena that went off in the foyer. And then we know that the other son in Libya was arrested. Whilst the father was talking, doing an interview live on air, masked men came from the security forces and arrested the father as well. So he's under arrest, as is the son. There's another son still back in the UK. I spoke to one of my colleagues about this and said, look, his father's saying he's innocent, and my colleague rightfully said, well, which bit? What, the thumb near the doorway, or the head, or whatever, because he's now exploded into 1,000 pieces. But certainly I think what we've seen here is a family that are Libyan refugees. They came to the UK from Libya, and as with so many of the Libyan population, when they got here, they went to a more kind of fervent form of their religion, a more extreme form of their religion. Some neighbours have said that they saw him with a black flag, the flag of of ISIS flying out of his top window in his bedroom. Others said that he was walking up and down the street ranting about the Quran. Two of his friends reported him to the police because he said being a suicide bomber was a noble profession. So it does start to link up that makes you say, how on earth was it at a time that we've been living through for the last 10 years, 5 years certainly, last 2 certainly, how on earth is that man still walking free? How was he still able to walk free when so many things were against him, when other people like you or me or people that speak out and say we need action are investigated for a rogue tweet? It seems perverse how some are still allowed to go free even when so many signs of them being a terrorist are available and even being reported by members of the public.
Katie Hopkins, I think it is an admonition. And I think, as the president said in his incredible speech in Saudi Arabia, when he just laid it all out, kick them out, get them out of here, get them out of your places of worship.
It's true.
He said, drive them out of your places of worship, drive them out of your country, drive them into the ground. And if we don't, as good people, unite, we are going to regret it.
I think this is the thing, is what we're suffering from, is that we don't have what you have. We don't have President Trump. When that door to number 10 opens, I don't have a man saying, we will make America safe, we will make Britain safe, this will never happen again, we will get rid of these people. We haven't got that man. We've got people telling us still, we stand united. And as the sound of 6,000 marching boots marches into London, they just say it louder to drown out the noise of the military. They say, we stand stronger, as 67 of our children are still in hospital or injured or maimed or dead. No, we don't stand stronger. We don't stand stronger when someone's got their leg blown off. And they say it's business as usual. Even as our city, our country goes into lockdown, 1,000 troops at Buckingham Palace, a House of Commons shut down, no more changing of the guard, and they still stand there and say, we're carrying on as normal. And I think that gulf between reality and what they are trying to feed us as a narrative is now too wide, and people are starting to get restless in that middle ground where there's a vacuum of truth.
All right, Katie Hopkins, the Gobby one with the dailymail.com. Our thoughts and prayers go out to our friends in Great Britain, and thank you for being with us. And I like it better when I can make you joke, but today obviously is not the day.
I look forward to shaving my legs. I'm thinking of you.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Checkmate. I'm having a hard time getting that out of my mind. All right. We love Katie Hopkins, the Gobby one, and we'll get back to her, hopefully more humor next week.